this is basically the story of how it started and how we got to the point of experiencing root rot. A few months ago, when I got some cuttings from a former client, I was excited because they came from their thriving bunch of houseplants. I got a snake plant and a pothos plant, and they started off with just a few leaves on the pothos, and the snake plant was, kind of tall already. And as you can see, the snake plant now has a little one growing, and the pothos is overflowing. I'm not one for reading directions, and I had never really had houseplants before, but I'm of the school of thought that I'll just learn as I go. So I grabbed these extra jars I had, put some water in them, and tossed the plants in there. And I said, hey, we'll see how this goes. These are bound to thrive because they came from great parents. So I put them in the jars, put them in a nice shaded or, kind of shaded area where they would get some sun throughout the day. Now, the good thing is that my former client gave me some reading materials so I can read up on snake plants and pothos. It's just to see how to care for them, which I did a little bit. Now, I would just water these once every week and a half here or there. It was at this point that I saw this yellowing leaf. I was like, I have to do something about this. So I decided to just rinse out the jars. And that's all I did. But I didn't prune it. I didn't pluck it. Then I went over to the internet, and the internet said I needed to disinfect the roots with some peroxide. So I went back to the drawing board, grabbed some peroxide, rinsed these roots off, pruned off those yellowing leaves. And I also pruned the roots that were dark and slimy, and I kept the ones that were more white, as you can see in this process here. And this is pretty much what you have to do in order to get rid of root rot for good. Now, I do need to put these plants in some soil. I'll be doing that next week sometime, as well as I'm going to make some pots for them because the roots are now getting way too big for the jars that they started in, and then the snake plant as well. They need just a shallow pot. I have a few, but they are kind of way too deep. So I'm going to make some out of air dry clay, and I'm going to bring you along for the journey. But if you want to get rid of root rot, make sure you prune the yellowing leaves, and you also cut off the roots that are dark and slimy, and they might smell. Mine didn't. And you also want to clean out and disinfect your jar. I use these good wipes here, which are some hygiene wipes, but I said, hey, might as well use them for this jar. I needed something to be able to get in there and get all that muck and grime out. So worked pretty well. And then I poured some more hydrogen peroxide in there, shook it up, rinsed it out, and we're good to go. The moral of the story is that too much of anything could have negative or adverse effects. In this case, overwatering caused my plants to form root rot. Not having proper drainage and proper aeration trapped that moisture and caused there to be root rot. So now, as a result, I have to prune and cut off the things that are causing pain and suffering to my plants. This is the same within your life. So if there's something that you need to let go of, walk away from, then this is the time for you to do it. Because if not, it can get so much worse.